My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin is black.
I feel so good to be black right now. What you look-
Welcome to episode 169 of the Black in Fashion podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We only have, I think, about 4 or 5 more episodes left to this season, and they're going to be some bangers. So we're bringing in like the utmost guests. We're trying to find out their stories and talk to them, and we're going to meet Dola today. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dola.
Thank you for having me.
Dola is a designer. She's a self-taught designer, and she makes a lot of beautiful things. I'm going to have her talk a little bit about her background that she's interested in. Tell y'all one thing, y'all. They call her auntie. Okay? She's a designer and auntie. You know, I love calling myself the rich auntie. Rich broke auntie.
Right. That part.
Rich broke auntie. But to me, it's a personality. Like the auntie is a personality. So it says a lot or whatever. So tell us a little bit about you, where you're from, and how that, well, not how, but when the fashion bug bit you.
So I would say that the fashion bug bit me at like age 9 or 10. And I was gifted a sewing machine by my dad. Funny. He didn't know that I was using it for like clothes. I guess he thought I was just going to like, I don't know, but he used to use it for military repair, like military patches repair and stuff like that, because he knows how to sew a little bit, but not like, not like moi. So I really get the gift from my grandma. She was the one that actually, like, I would like to say that was within me. Her spirit was within me, and she just, that gift just started to come out more and more as time goes. It just really just starts to evolve. The growth is there type, So yeah, like, how's the cussing? Can we cuss on here? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
This is raw. Yeah. You say whatever you want. You say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, because I just want to know, like, because I be wanting to say shit. It was giving growth shit. It was giving, like, the growth of it all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, at a very young age, I started sewing. I learned how to work a sewing machine. And from then on, it was like, it just started taking off. I started wearing my clothes to school. I started doing little mini performances at my school with my stuff on. I would do, like, 5th grade was the youngest I had been on stage, dancing, because I dance too, like, I do so much, but fashion is like my passion, it's...
We got a lot in common.
Yeah.
So, Granny, I'm a Granny taught too. I mean, I went to school too, but my grandma taught me when I was 6.
Oh, great.
So I'm Granny taught. I danced from grade 3. Like ballet, jazz, tap all the way through, dance team, cheerleading team, all the way through college. Like, so I've been dancing since I was 3. I used to want to own a company, girl, where I thought that I could, literally what you just said, make up the, like, routines for, like, music videos and dress them.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, never have it, but in the back of my mind, when, like, the 90s, like, the box and MTV and all the music videos, and I'm like, I want to dress them and I want to do the choreography. Like, that's
And
what I
then you
want.
realize that you can't do both.
Right. Shit, I got when I started getting, I ain't gonna say I got older, I want to say at 21, I'm like, I'm tired of learning these routines. I gotta remember this. I'm tired.
Shoot, it's as time goes by, I started to like really like get to the groove of dancing. Like, I would say like I got on the dance team at the age of like our official dance team. I was like 14 in high school, and it opened my eyes up to the possibilities of fashion and performance as well, because when you think about like Fenty, the Rihanna Fenty show, they had dance performances, singing performances. I'm like, so a fashion show could be more than just
Fashion.
the fashions of clothes. You could do more. You could have like a whole performance. It could give a show.
I think they all intertwine, so like music and fashion and art. In college, I did a fashion show, and all the models was on the dance team. Like, they were all dance majors or whatever, because they were lean, they had the bodies.
You know how to
So
move.
I feel like they really do intertwine. Yeah, you gotta have a little rhythm when you're walking down the runway.
You do have to have a little
A
rhythm.
little rhythm. You don't be
You
stiff
really
body.
do.
You
You
stiff
really
body.
do. And I get the girls in check, baby. I'm a what is it? I'm one of the runway coaches for the Royal House of Silk. Oh, baby, I'm auntie. I'm designer. Like.
Yes, but that's entrepreneurship. I'm gonna do it all or whatever, because we need multiple strands of revenue, but also you have a lot of range. Where would you say like some of your design inspiration like comes from? Like, if you had to like describe like your design in like 3 words, what would it be?
3 words. Prolific.
Okay, I like that one.
Futuristic.
Futuristic.
And we're looking to get to provoking.
Provoking.
Yes.
I like that. Explain.
Yes. So I want to provoke with fashion in ways where people are like, you did that? Like, you made that with that? Like, so For instance, it was a money outfit that I did on Instagram. If you go to my page, you'll be able to see, like, I did on my reels. I made it completely out of, like, paper money. And people thought it was real money. Some people thought it was, like, actual money. And I was like, no, it's play money. But I ate that to the point where it looked real. So I had, you know, so it just gave an illusion effect. It provoked people to want to ask about it. So it has to be provoking, you know. It has to be...
see it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I created the shell myself, of course, you know, just by drafting the pattern and everything like that. Like, and then I started hot gluing the money up there because I wanted to use the E600, but I knew it was going to bleed.
I'm like, that's a lot of handwork.
I did the same thing with the heels too. Yep. I ate that up. The heels, the purse, like everything. I even made a flower bouquet out of the money, and I'm very like artsy fartsy with it too. You know, like I just like to think as more creative as possible. What else can I do? What else can I make out of this? You know, so I also made a dress out of iPhones, out of broken iPhones. That's on my page too.
Look at me.
Out of broken iPhone screens. It was a plastic dress I'd made out of the shell, and then there was another manufacturer who drilled the phones on for me. No, it's not on reels. It's gonna be right here.
Oh, nice.
Oops, hold on, let me see.
I see them costumes though, baby.
Okay, I got costumes down.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta fix my little grid thing.
Oh, I love this though. I love your aesthetic.
Thank you.
This is beautiful.
Good Lord, there's so much stuff I done made.
Right, clearly. I'm gonna have to go perusing on
here.
here.
It is.
Oh, nice.
So I think if you scroll it, you should be able to see the rest of the
Oh, okay.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, yes.
And
okay.
it even lights up in the middle as iPorn. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm supposed to say iPhone, but it says iPorn. Because, everybody goes to porn on their iPhones. Like,
I be on Pornhub. Yeah.
They watching
I was like, I be on Pornhub.
Yeah, watching a flick or two. Watching a flick or two.
We all do it. Don't y'all judge. We all do it. Come on now. We adults. It's okay.
Yes, and that's what I mean by provoke. You know, my next project, I want to use like actual, like I want to use more like physical, like candy. I'm addicted to candy. That's one of my addictions. So
Have you been to Candytopia?
Where?
Have you been to Candytopia?
Candytopia where?
It's like they bring it to New York every couple of months, and it's like one of those places where you can go to in the city and like take like good pictures or whatever. So it's a whole bunch of art out of candy. They have like a whole taxi cab made out of like candy. I think it's lemonheads actually, but they do. I want to say it's here in New York. At least once a year for like 3 months or whatever. And it's usually like in the fall months. So it should be here again probably in like October.
I'm going to look that up.
Yeah, you'd have a ball. Like when I tell you art, fixtures, like all the craziest things made out of candy. Yeah, maybe you could put something in there.
Yes, that's like a great idea.
So look them up now. Like
Candytopia.
Yes. So I'm like save that so that way when you do make it and then they come for their exhibit, you maybe can get a placement there because it's all type of artists that have stuff there. They don't limit the artists that are there. So
get out. It says museum. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a museum. Get your work in there, and they can travel all over the USA.
Yes.
That would be a dope partnership for you.
Gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so I might definitely reach out to them.
Okay.
That would be lit. Talk about my stuff is in a museum. Did you see it?
See,
Auntie, like,
right.
my stuff is in a museum. Did you see it?
Did you see it,
It's all over the world. Go everywhere.
It's on the billboards.
Exactly.
Like,
love that.
Period.
Yeah, save that. Look at me like,
okay.
Save that one.
Candytopia.
So, I was like, I've been trying like this little new question out or whatever because I love to see how people respond to it. So, it's like a two-way question. First part is, what would your biggest supporter say about you? And is it true? And what would your biggest op say about you? And is it true?
My biggest supporter would say that I am so blessed. And then my biggest op would also say that they are so blessed. And it's all true. That's the gag.
That's the gag.
Even the ops can't say nothing about me. They already know. Oh no, baby, she's blessed. She gets what she needs. God make it happen.
I love
fast,
that. Quick and fast. Like, because won't he do it?
Won't he will. I could literally be in my room like just like stressing over the smallest thing, like, oh, I just need this right quick. I need this. I need to make this happen. And oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. Like the way that he makes it happen so fast. Oh my goodness, it gives me chills because it's like it's the wash of the blood for me. Like it's the gracious what is it? What's the word? Mercy for me.
Love that.
It's the mercy. Because what people don't get is that, honey, we all sin. It's how your relationship with God is.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
people don't get that, but they'll get it eventually.
Eventually, right?
Eventually, they'll understand that your life, and your happiness, and how you love, is how God sees you. And faith without works is dead. That may not be an actual scripture in the Bible, but faith without works is dead. You know, if you're not putting in the work, if you're not showing that you are grateful for your life, how do you expect to receive any blessings?
Absolutely,
You
that's a
know?
word. No, that's
Yeah.
a word. That's a word. I hear that. Look
Yeah.
at me. I'm like, I need to make sure I go to church this Sunday. But I'll be listening to Sarah Jakes anyway. I've always got
Yeah.
Sarah Jakes turned on to the TV, and I sleep with my Bible next to my bed, so I pull it open in the morning. So I feel that. So tell me a little bit about some of the challenges you have faced as being an entrepreneur and a designer in this here good old one-sided ass industry.
Okay, so the challenges I would definitely say is there's the narrative. There's always a narrative behind your demographic. No matter what demographic you have, there's always a narrative. There's always a precognitive narrative or preconditioned narrative that people already have in their mindset before they even meet you. When they see a picture of you, they already have this idea of who they think you are.
Okay.
You know, so
They judge books by the cover.
they judge
all the
book
time.
by the cover all the time. So let's just be real. Like when they see a tranny bitch like in the photo, like they're like, like, are they mean? Do they know how to act? Like, are they emotional? Like what's going, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's always something behind it. And then you meet them, and then it's also the conversation is, do they know that they're not a woman? Like it's always something. You know, so you have to also be mindful of like how people address you, how you address people, you know, when you do get in front of them. So that's the biggest challenge is like people just have to get comfortable with seeing someone that's different than them in order for real business to take effect. Because the crazy thing is that, baby, I know how to make money.
Right.
Like, baby, I can make you some money, but you should be worried about what I'm wearing, what I look like. You should be worried about the wrong things.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
You're too busy looking at me for face value, opposed to actually getting to know me, or not even getting to know me. Ask fucking questions if you want to know.
and there's an industry for so many different things out here nowadays, and we know that now. The world is open. The internet has shown you that you can make money off of just selling the most smallest of things. You know, so especially if you know how to make it by hand, you can produce it yourself. Then you can make $1 off of it, honey.
Can't you? Because I didn't seen some crazy. I'm like, and that costs that much? But then I ain't gonna lie, I'm a shopper. Like, especially if it's black owned, it might be something in the smallest thing. And if it's black owned and I know they made it with their hands, I'm gonna spend the money on it. And it could be something real small. I'm like, oh, you spent that much on it? I'm like, it's black owned. It was handcrafted.
Yes.
That's my justification or whatever. And I ain't got to justify it to you. I spend my money on what I want. But I will go that extra mile for the smallest things if it was created by a black creator.
That's how I feel too. It's like that's what fuels the community, in my opinion. That's what keeps the community afloat. And honestly, the LGBT black community could help make the cisgender black community very rich if we just kind of like came together and, you know, not be so worried about what is wrong with the community versus what could be right with our community.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So I just been seeing a lot of this gender
battles.
battles.
Yeah,
too.
I'm like, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, we're getting into that. So let's talk about that. So what is something that you see often in the trans community that you like, y'all gotta cut it, it's clipped?
Yeah, so one of the main things that really bothers me the most about about the community, unfortunately, guys, like, and bear with me when I say this, it's the transphobia. I'm watching it happen too many times to cisgender women, and I know a lot of women don't like to be called cisgender, but it's only because
What does cisgender mean?
Cisgender means same. That's the gag. Cisgender just means same. It means that you were born this way, you identify that way.
Oh, okay.
That's all that means.
So that's me.
Yes.
Oh, I'm cisgender.
Yes.
Okay, cisgender.
So some people are saying, "Oh, I'm not cisgender." No, baby. It just means same. So trans woman, it means from one to the other. Mm-hmm. You know, trans. The root word trans means from one to the other. Cis means same. There is no one to the other. Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about a gender aspect, so we add gender at the end of it, so that way you know that the root word of from one to the other gender, same gender. You get what I'm saying?
Got you. Oh, I just learned something. I love learning this shit.
So a lot of people have misconceived it as a word of a word of like a negative aspect or whatnot. I'm just like, no, it's not like that. You know, it's
a lack of education
Yeah.
on what the words mean for people. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't want people to get upset when I say cisgender either. It's only to just separate the two, because if I just say woman, that's gonna make bitches mad too.
It ain't no winning.
I gotta put, it ain't no winning. So like trans woman, cis women, like you gotta say it if you're having a conversation with the word trans woman in it. That's
Gotcha.
why.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so, but back to what I was saying is that I've literally watched, so for instance, there was an incident in Staten Island last year where a cisgender woman was attacked and beat up by a store owner, a cisgender male, who thought that she was transgender. And
okay.
that was on the news. Y'all can go and look that up. You know what I'm saying? I have no reason to make this stuff up. I never seen it on the Shade Room. So, like, all these different newscasts that have put this out there, I guess they didn't put it out there enough, because that's something that needs to be put out to the Black community is, why do we keep mistaking each other for the enemy?
Right.
You know, at the end of the day is that we all exist in this world. We deserve to exist in this world. We're all sharing this world. And when you decide to ostracize a specific community, or you decide to call out a specific community, and then knowing that this specific community blends in with the rest of the world, you begin to mistake other people for that for that specific demographic in that community, right or wrong.
That's your own hate that you got
And that's
going
your own
on.
internal hate. Say, for instance, if you've seen a woman that was dressed masculine and she's not a lesbian, she's married with the whole man with kids, but because she's dressed a certain way, you're going to assume she's a lesbian and you're going to call her all these type of names. Same thing that happened with the woman in Staten Island. The woman in Staten Island, she had masculine features and she was dressed masculine a little bit, but she had the feminine hair. So, the guy assumed that she was trans.
Okay.
And she was dark skinned too, and that's what pisses me off too. Stop coming for the dark skinned queens. It's so disgusting. Y'all come for dark skinned queens like it ain't nothing. You're comfortable with disrespecting dark skinned queens.
Yeah, knock somebody
It has
out.
to stop.
Like, I'll break a nail. I'll knock somebody out.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And it's just I've watched too many men sit there and disrespect dark skinned women, and then want to say they look like a man, or they got this, they got that. Do you know what you're doing to your own community? Let you know. And I don't mean to go off on like a tangent, but
no, we talking.
Off on the side, can we not like ignore the fact that there are so many European, strong, androgynous looking white women?
Yeah.
They're in
It's
the
a
magazines.
whole bunch of them. It's a whole bunch of them.
They're in the magazines. And baby, that is their beauty standard over there.
Right.
You know, and the same thing goes for any community. The beauty standard is always going to be the strong structure of a cheekbone. So if you why do you think so many people are trying to go get fillers everywhere? They want to look like us.
They want to look like us, yeah.
They want to look like us.
Yeah.
You
and
know?
also the melanin don't crack, baby. Like
And the
black
melanin
don't crack. But I've been teased about being a dark skinned girl since I was a kid. Like when midnight, like when Chappelle show was out, and then they had the skit with Rick James, and he kept calling Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy Darkness and Midnight. In high school, that was my name, Darkness, Midnight, like that. And
really?
Yeah, all the time. And from men, actually, girls never did that to me. Women never talked about like, oh, she is. Maybe somebody who didn't like me probably called me an ugly black bitch at some point, but you know I ain't ugly bitch.
Right.
You tried it. But the guys all the time, and I'm just like, what is the big deal? Like, I never understood. I'm just like, my black is beautiful. My black is beautiful. My black is beautiful. But it happens all the time, especially in like certain spaces where they don't expect for you to be. You don't know how many times I didn't been in space, especially in the fashion industry, and they were just like, oh, and I tell them what I do or when I got. Really? Like, it's a shocker. Normalize it, bitch. Like,
normalize it. Like, normalize it. Get comfortable with seeing a black woman. Like, and unfortunately is that as many black women exist in this world, we still don't take up enough space. That's the crazy thing. And I'm not even trying to be funny, but when you see a trans woman and you see a black trans woman in a space where it's just where there's no representation of any black whatsoever, please understand that we are trying our best to make sure that we all look good. Like,
absolutely.
I was, so I started, you know what, this is so off course, but I started at as the first black trans woman here in New York City to be at a dispensary for New York State's first dispensary at Housing Works. Shout out Housing Works. Okay, shout out. They're over me, but it's okay. but it is what it is. So the job was kind of like stressful over time because it was a little bit of transphobia. But aside from that, it's just that I I was basically representing, you know, the Black community, Black women, Black trans women together, because there were only two Black women that were in the building. Me and the manager. Gag. The general manager was a Black woman, and I was Black trans. So you already know there's very little representation in there already.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's a lot that I'm definitely taking on, you know, being out in the public, but it's worth it.
Absolutely.
You know, it's worth it. It's all worth it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, your goal is to see change and to be able to create change. So tell me this, speaking of change. So I have a segment, it's called It's a Success or It's a Disaster. Can you tell me about a time like in your business where something went really, really bad, but you learned something from the experience that made you like better? I usually be like, it's usually like crazy client shit that like does that to you, but I'm gonna let you tell your story. But I'm like, usually it's some crazy, like, man, this particular client, this particular situation got me so jacked up, but at the end of the day, I learned this, that. So you have an experience like that?
Oh yeah, I have a few experiences like that. Like, well, not that many, but I have like a good like 2. But I'll tell you about one really, really crazy one. So there was this one client I had who I had met in my neighborhood. This is back when I was living in East Flatbush. Shout out East Flatbush.
Shout out East Flatbush.
Okay. So this is back when I was living in East Flatbush, and I had a client who lived right around the corner from me, so it was easy for me to like deliver things, you know, so it was very, very convenient. And we had a good relationship in the beginning. She loved my designs, you know. This was pre-transition, so I'm gonna tell it like it is.
Okay.
So I had a crush on her. And yeah, I did. I had a crush on her. And so I'm over here making like stuff for her. She's paying me like, you know, a little bit here and there, like, you know, it'd be $50, $100 here and there. But a lot of times I would just hook her up with some shit. I would just hook her up with something, you know, but we both loved the dynamic we had. The relationship was good, you know. And then over time, she started paying, you know, a little bit more money. So it was one outfit where she wanted something that was like a 2-piece, you know, sweatsuit type of vibe, like a matching sweatsuit set, but something that was more like, you know, a little more high class. So I said, okay, I can do that. You know, apparently it wasn't ready in time for her. And she wanted it done in 5 days. By the 3rd day, she asked me, was it done? I told her, I said, you didn't give me the rest of the week yet.
Right, we said 5, not 3. Okay.
She cursed me out on the phone. She said, you effing F, like, you know, you fucking faggot. Like, that's what she said on the phone. She said, you fucking faggot. Like, I don't have time for this. I have time for this shit. Like, I just, you know, and I'm thinking in my head, like, we've already gotten to a point where we've made so much. It's like, so it's either you're comfortable, you know, or you're comfortable.
Right.
And so it gave me that, it brought me to a point where like, oh, she's gotten comfortable with me, so she's going to talk to me any kind of way. I can't get the professionalism.
But even with somebody being comfortable, that's fucked up. Like,
well, you know what I mean? Comfortable in a bad way, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, too comfortable. Like, you need to be smacked low-key. But, I mean, shit, we ain't going to smack her yet.
No, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be honest with you. After she cussed all that cussing and fussing and trying to tell my business in the streets on the phone with somebody just yelling and screaming about something, child, I was over. I said, I'm done doing business. I'm done doing business. And I hung up the phone. And then she was like, I'm coming to get all my stuff. I said, okay. I said, you can come and get all your stuff.
It'll be on the porch outside.
It'll be outside waiting for you. Baby, you thought I was finished? I'm going to tell you right now. We was in the hood and I learned, I was young. We were in the hood and I was young. I'm going to just say that. But that's not a good excuse. But okay. it's all I got, bitch. It's all I got. We was in the hood and I was young. Okay. But I took the clothes and I put some red paint in the bag. Baby, I put red paint all in the bag. I took some of the clothes that I made. I just doused it with red paint. I shook the bag up. And it was the clothes that I had just finished too. And those were the clothes she was expecting for me to have. All I had to do was just repair like one little piece or whatever. And I was crazy because it's like, girl, like you could have waited at least 1 or 2 more days. I would have busted it out like quick. It would have been nothing. So put in the bag, put the red paint over it, shook that up, put it in the basket, and then pushed it out the door. And she came in the door, and then she's like, okay, so he got the stuff, da-da-da-da. So she pulled it out, and then she gags, and she just starts screaming, trying to call the cops and everything, child. The cops...
But that's a civil matter, though. Like, the cops can't really do nothing about that. Like, that's a civil matter. Like, what you gonna do? That's funny though. But it's like you can't possibly think that you are going to disrespect someone to the utmost. To me, like that word and even saying that to you, period, was almost like a spit in the face, like a slap in the face. So you got slapped back the way I knew how, which was by putting that red paint on your clothes. Yeah. And it's crazy because I made it. Like, did you get paid for it?
That time she did pay for it. She did. She paid for it. She'll be all right.
She got it lost that time. But it's just like, karma's a bitch.
Karma's
you know what
a
it
bitch.
is? Like, and it was like, I ain't gonna say I would have did the same thing. I would have done scissors to it.
Yeah, no, you probably
like it was either or I would have maybe popped a few seams.
Okay.
So when she put it on and went somewhere, boop. Not to say that's a good thing or anything like that. I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but like on some tearaway shit, like like a trick garment. Like I would. That's the problem. I'm like
a trick garment.
Yeah, because that's messed up. And did she ever apologize to you?
No, she never apologized. You know what's crazy? She didn't apologize, but she did end up like changing her attitude towards me. So I seen her like a couple months down the line. She was like, "Oh, you look so pretty." You know, she started just randomly just like living for me. You know, so I was like, okay, well, at least you know what it is.
Right.
Like, you know, it was given, you know, like you don't want to apologize, but you know that I was giving you gold. I was giving you gems.
And she missed that relationship.
And you missed that. You miss it.
Yeah, you missed the relationship.
Yeah, and you missed out.
Yeah, and you missed out on the damn
You know.
relationship because you act a whole fool over 2 days. And I get it. People have, and I've seen people act crazy about clothes. And I guess for me, I have to be like, we making clothes. We ain't curing cancer now. Like, I don't know. Like, I do love clothes and I do love fashion. It's the only thing I know how to do. But people be taking it like way too serious. Like, way too much. I'm like, these clothes ain't going nowhere. Maybe they work for an occasion. So what? Like, wear something else. Like, my 30th birthday, I got my dress 2 days before my birthday. And of course, I could have made it myself. I wanted to support a Black designer. That goddamn dress was toe up from the floor. I damn near threw up. Like, it was a bad dress.
No.
It was awful. And I mean, I honestly didn't have enough time to like fix it. But I was irritated because I had paid like $800 for the dress. And I think what pissed me off the most was that it wasn't a custom made dress. It was something that I saw on this designer's website. So it's not like I asked you to do something out of the ordinary. And I had ordered it a month and a half before. So it's not like I ordered it last minute. I ordered it over a month ago. I ordered it from your site because I'm assuming that this is what you know how to do. I'm ordering directly from you. I didn't actually give me no special anything. I just went online. I bought it. That's it. And I got it. It ain't look nothing like what it looked like on the site.
It was giving Timu.
Before there was a Timo. It was a beaded mesh. It was my birthday.
So it was supposed to be pretty, like an applique.
Yeah, no, it was the whole thing was beaded mesh.
Oh, wow.
The whole dress. My birthday was I did a Harlem 1920s theme or whatever. So it was just like that flapper style. Like so they was like fringe, like beaded fringe.
Yeah.
First of all, it had an invisible zipper in the front. You don't put no invisible zipper through no goddamn beaded mesh. That's the first thing or whatever.
How were you able to even do that?
I don't know. But it looked like she messed it up or whatever. It was crooked. One sleeve was longer than the other girl. One was like this and the other one was like this, girl.
Oh, no.
Like this.
No, ma'am.
And then the lining was already ripping apart when I got it. And then on the website, the image had it where it was like this, like deep, like to here. So it was like little titty action. I got it and the damn thing was like right here. And I'm like... But I was just like, I sent her an email because at the time I had just started LC Apparel Consulting, and I was just like, this is all the things that you should have did. I just wish you would have gave me the option. If you knew that you couldn't execute it, I'm not gonna say why is it on your site, but I am gonna say why you taking orders, girl.
Why are you taking orders if you can't finish?
If you can't finish the dress and stuff, so she cried. I just gave her feedback. And I'm like, in the future or whatever, sweetheart. Tell them. She's like, I lost my seamstress or whatever. I tried to do it myself. I can tell you tried to do it yourself. It's very evident that you tried to do it yourself, but it's not that deep. It's okay to be honest. Yeah. If you couldn't, it's been times where I couldn't execute something. I had to go tell the client that because if not, I have to give them back the money. Like, you know what? I thought I could, but give them the option. Like, you really tried to rush and throw this dress together and not give me the option. Like, I thought I can do this. Let me refund you. Give me the option. It ain't
Right.
that deep, you know.
It's
Whether you
not.
are on the designer side or if you're the client, I can find something else to wear. Yes, it's my 30th birthday. Yeah, I'm irritated, but it ain't the end of the world.
It's not.
It's not. But I end up getting it. I fixed it. I went and found some red silk charmeuse lining, ripped out the lining that was in the current one, put the new lining in, took that zipper shit out, reshaped the neckline and stuff. But I didn't do it. I went to a place I used to work at when I first moved here, and they were a high-end alteration place. I'm like, can y'all do this? Because I need it done in like 24 hours, and they smoked it.
They smoked
They
it.
smoked it. When I
got a
tell
picture?
you, I was a piece. I was just like, this is how I bring in 30, and I was so happy but I didn't get upset. Like I figured it out. I'm like, okay. I think that in situations like that, and I feel like in situations with clients, and we have those all the time, the goal is to be solution oriented. We can scream, they can yell and scream, and when that does, and that still happens to me with clients being upset, I'm just like, we have to find a solution. What's the solution?
Yeah.
Because all that ain't gonna. It's getting you riled up.
It's not
You getting up.
helping.
You getting mad. Let's figure out how to fix this. That's it. That's it. Yeah. Like, what we gonna do? Because you ain't gonna fight me. Like, so what
That's
we
what
gonna
I'm
do?
saying. What, you gonna fight me over a dress hole? Like,
Are we gonna fight about this? Like, I just don't think that we are. So let's just go ahead and just like
It's
figure
not
it out.
that
Like, it's not that
serious.
deep. Like, it's
It's never
not
that deep.
It's never that deep.
I didn't have that girl. She wanted to fight me that day. She was ready to fight me. But
she didn't know.
over a 2-piece sweatsuit.
She didn't bust a move
That goes
though.
nuts.
She act like she wanted to bust a move, but she.
Oh
Didn't
no,
bust
she
no move.
did.
She tried to bust a move.
She tried to fight me one day.
Really?
Yeah, she tried to fight me one day. One day she what's crazy is that I guess somebody had put sugar in her tank.
She thought it was you.
She thought it was me.
And
I swear up and down to this day it was not me. Somebody put sugar in her tank and she gonna hit me up. No, she didn't hit me up. She found me in a bodega. She walked up to me in the bodega and was like, "Oh, all smiley and shit. Did you put sugar in my tank?" I said, "Bitch, get the fuck out my face."
You know what that made me think? That she got a lot of enemies then. Mm-hmm. Because like, who else are you talking to or acting crazy with? Because it's like, for you to just think it was me, it wasn't even me. It's probably somebody else.
You know, I
First
see
of
her
all, this is
Instagram.
beforehand. Look at that sleeve.
No, it's the neckline.
Crooked as hell.
Crooked as hell. What the hell is sleeve? Child, she look like a clown. What the hell?
And I look crazy.
No, like the outfit is giving clown.
See, that's that stupid zipper in there.
Oh my
The
gosh,
neckline,
what?
The lining is rolling.
Okay, first of all, why you put a zipper in the front?
Right.
Why'd you put
it
a
didn't
zipper
need
in
a
the
zipper though
front?
because it was supposed to be
It
here.
didn't need a
I could
zipper
have
in
just
the
slipped
front.
it over my head. It didn't need a zipper at all.
It didn't need a zipper at all. As big as that neckline was, it didn't need a zipper
Didn't
at
need a
all.
zipper at all.
What is going on with that? What's
Just
going on
piece
with
together. Which part?
the Ew.
Exactly. But let me show you after.
And
Because
then
after,
if you look at the fringe is like terribly misplaced.
terrible. First of all, I was getting it popping by then.
Okay,
But-
that looks nice.
But it came out. So
That looks
good.
nice.
We fixed it and it came. I was looking like a joke.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Where is a good one? There?
They ate that up. Oh yeah, they ate that
But
up.
that's how it
Yeah,
looked
they
on her
fixed-
website, though.
that-
That's how it looked on the website. And she had multiple colors. But this is the great thing about being solution oriented. She became a client after that. I made that dress 4 more times for her people. So that's the thing. I could have snapped. But it's like, why? Snap or whatever. Told her. And then now she's a client. I'm going to make you a pattern. I'm going to show you how to make this dress. I'll make a few for you or whatever. And I even dropped it off. She had clients in New York already. She lived in New Orleans. And I dropped it off at her client's house and everything, like ultimate customer service.
Oh,
and
that's
she
so
gave me my money
nice.
for the alterations. You
That
know?
is so nice.
You know, just stay
Come
solution.
through.
Come stay solution oriented. So before we wrap up, I have my last segment. Well, we're gonna do 2 things. So first part of the last segment is called "It's a Muse." So if you could just tell us if there's a mantra, an affirmation, a quote, a prayer, anything that continues to push you forward, even them days like when you like doubt yourself or you feeling down and out, that you want to share with another creative.
So, I would like to share this scripture. It's Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. That is something that I really keep near and dear to my heart. I actually wanted to get it tatted somewhere on my body. And the reason why I keep holding on to that scripture is because it's a real thing. As long as you remain God's child, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. That goes for all of us. And you have to trust in that. Trust in that. Yes.
I love that. Now, if you just want to tell us anything that you have coming up or going on, and like just give your that little shame. Go ahead and do your shameless plug. Where to follow you, your Instagram, anything going on.
Okay, so y'all can follow me at Siafaya Designs. That's SIAFYAH Designs. Yeah, type the whole thing in because Instagram be trying to play games.
Right. I was like, where is this?
I am going to be updating my website soon about the next event coming up. I will be in the dance parade, NYC Dance Parade, with the Royal House of Silk. Hashtag Royal House of Silk at the Royal House of Silk. That's on Instagram as well. You guys can follow me on there too. We just dropped a music video, a pre-filmed music video, pre-recorded music video. That's something like the visuals before the visuals. You know what I'm saying? So I'm rapping up there. I'm dancing. It's little teasers. So yeah, so you can check us out. YouTube at the Royal House of Silk. And so I'm in the dance parade coming up in May, and it should be like May 6th, I think.
May 6th, okay. I
think it's May 6th or May 7th, but it'll be in the city and stuff like that. You'll see on the news. You'll see me on the news, baby.
Okay, I hear that.
On your TV screens.
I hear that. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining us today. I will make sure I put all the links as well as all of her social media in the show notes, so you could just click below and then you'll be able to go right to her pages. So thank you so much for joining us. And as I always say, stay black. Peace out.